7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi, and welcome to the Marketing Essentials podcast. Our unique team helps small businesses grow by providing essential marketing expertise.
Hello and welcome to the Marketing Essentials podcast. My name is Bill with W Prometheus Photography.
I'm Justin with Justin Kerr Design.
And I'm Alicia with the Spark Social.
And together we make up
The
Marketing Essentials team. All right, jumping right in today, we have a awesome guest with us, Joseph Chima, who is the owner and president of Swift Clicks Marketing. So Joseph, you were born and raised in Nigeria, now here in Rhode Island with us. Originally, you aspired to become a Roman Catholic priest, but now you're in marketing.
Right.
And you are pursuing your love of helping others with your marketing and helping small businesses generate new cash-paying customers each month by using Facebook ad strategies. And on a side note, you also love music, and you're going to a violin concert after this, I guess
true.
you said. Okay, yes.
He's not just going to a violin
He's
concert.
actually
He's going to
in it.
be in the violin concert.
Okay, so catch Joseph on our podcast and also in live action playing the violin.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about Swift Clicks and how you got started in the Facebook advertising side of things.
Yeah, that's a really interesting question, though. Almost every person I come across always asks me that question. So I started off, my first introduction to online marketing was first when I did my 6 months study abroad in Italy. I was still in the seminary back then doing my philosophical studies in Nigeria. And then when I came down to Italy during my 6 months study abroad, I actually applied to work in a pizza restaurant, and then from there I started running Google AdWords and a little bit of Facebook. But Google AdWords was really, really draining, when it comes to bidding and all that. So that was where I was introduced to Facebook ads, and then I started, playing around with it, and it really yielded a lot of, conversions and leads and. I'm still friends. We still talk today with the restaurant owner because we're so happy with the experience he had with me back then. So when I decided to come down to the United States to do my master's in theology, that's when I encountered a master class it was an ad that popped up on my Facebook news feed.
How fitting.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. So I was like, okay, well, why not? And, the advertiser was actually running some sort of promo. So I opted in, bought the course, masterclass, and that was how I kind of had a little bit more knowledge of Facebook ads. And then from there, I started running, trials to real estate clients and other clients as well.
Nice.
From there, built my portfolio and kick-started Swift Clicks.
Yeah. So there are so many aspects of Facebook advertising and social media marketing.
That's right.
But today we're going to narrow it down, and we're here to talk about customer research and why it matters for your marketing, and also, why does it matter for Facebook marketing?
That's
so
right.
do you kind of want to talk about what the difference or how you approach the customer research aspect and what is the mindset that you have when you go into it with Facebook?
So customer research is actually one of the key, points to, having or creating a successful Facebook ad campaign. And it's like the first step amongst the 7-step strategy that I teach. So on a customer research, what it is actually a way, or I normally call it a hack into advertising, because that's the sweet spot of whatever ad copy that you try to put on your Facebook ads. So in that way, you get to actually know more about your target market, your audience, to know what their pain points are, their fears, their goals, their wants, the kind of experience that they've actually had with similar business. So that way, you can actually know what to give them as a solution to that particular problem or to that particular bad or even good experience at some point, or to kind of beat whatever price that they're actually getting from their current provider. So what customer research actually does, again, is to help smoothen your ad copy. Say for instance you're actually looking to target to to actually target, say, home buyers, all right, out there. So for you to actually, kind of present them, actually, that's actually a very hard part of hard example. A very good example would be to actually target, those that actually go to dentist appointments all the time.
Okay.
So if I'm a dentist and I'm trying to market my business, my business to you, I'll first of all make sure that I know where your pain points are. So probably, let's say, a typical problem that you can actually get when you book your dentist appointment is actually having someone to approach you, like when you come in for the appointment. So plus other, like the doctor giving you more attention, trying to attend to you and all that stuff. So I can actually use that as, let's say, a pain point, and address it on my Facebook ad. All right, so I can just say something like, "Hey, Rhode Island, sick and tired of delays, during your appointment time and all that. Are you looking to actually get in touch with a transparent dentist who is able to attend to you without getting distracted and all that? Then from there, I can now provide some sort of offer to that particular pain point." And I'll be like, "Hey, my name is Joseph Chima, and I'm the owner of, let's say, Joseph Dentist Company or Joseph Dentistry or something like that. And I'm doing something amazing to promote my office." Then I'll kind of provide the offer. All right. So now what I just did right now is I connected that pain point and use whatever offer or promotion that I'm trying to send out there to bring customers' feet to my door together.
Right.
So, and I'll try as much as possible to make sure that the offer is really something that, you can't resist, since I already know your pain point.
Okay.
So, and that's what the customer research does. It actually helps you to speak in a language of your customer.
Right. Because so many times we think we're so involved in our businesses. There's that saying, what's the jar saying, Justin?
Oh, yeah. If you're the business owner, you're actually inside the jar, and you can't see the label that's on the outside.
You can't.
So, yeah, what you do is help them see that label and say, this is how you're being perceived or how you want to be perceived.
That's right.
So speaking to the customer in their terms is going to make a big difference. And you really can't do that unless you do proper research around the industry and the market. Now, I have a quick question before we go too much into, the process and how to run a successful customer research process, I would say. But so you work specifically with Facebook advertising.
Yes.
But can this customer research process be applied to any type of marketing that a company is doing?
Yes, definitely. I mean, as long as you're trying to advertise, you're trying to market, you can't just bring out a product or a service and decide just to market it. You got to know if it's going to be valuable to someone out there.
Right.
If it's going to solve a problem out there. All right. So, and for you to know that, you need to know what the problem is for you to find a solution to it. So it can definitely work in any aspect of marketing, not just Facebook. You can also put it on Google AdWords, even on billboards and stuff like that. But kind of like but each of these marketing platforms actually have their own structure. All right. So, yeah.
And so with Facebook, a lot of people, I think Facebook is really. I obviously, as a social media agency, we really get behind using social media ads, especially Facebook, because of their analytics and the way you can leverage the campaigns. We've talked about paid ads on the podcast before, but a lot of times, Joseph, when people come to you, you have this statement on your notes here, and a lot of times when people come to you, do they come and say, I've tried Facebook ads and they just didn't work? And so you have this statement in your notes and it says, this is the approach that most people are taking right now. How do I generate leads from Facebook ads? And you have that equals wrong approach. And the right approach is, how do I create a successful lead generation campaign on Facebook? And that's the right approach. And so you're kind of just repositioning the statement, but it relates back to the research. So what's the difference in those two approaches? So
those two approaches, the first one, which is, how do I generate leads from Facebook? Now, when I actually wrote that, I made that particular statement based on the mindset of someone who just wants to go into Facebook, just want to run Facebook ads to actually get some sort of immediate, let's say, result. Because I believe that that's actually a general word that is being said today. Failure to plan is planning to fail.
Yeah.
So if you don't actually, try as much as possible to kind of map out a plan for you to get to somewhere, you might not even get there if you don't plan well. So that's what that first statement actually represents. So I mean, the second one, how do I create a successful lead generation campaign? Now, it actually goes a little bit off from the first. It goes a little bit deeper. Now, it kind of like shows the mindset of someone who is not just looking for something immediate. This is someone who actually wants a result that is really qualified, a result that has a lot of quality in it. So that's actually what that particular, that's the difference between the two.
Okay.
First one is just going in just for the fun of it, and second one is kind of like bringing in some sort of strategy to actually make you achieve a particular goal.
Okay. And so lead generation is a process. And I'm literally reading off your notes, but I love the statement. To effectively generate leads on Facebook, you need to have a strategy, and that goes back to your customer research. So what are the steps businesses should be taking to do a good job and be effective at a customer research process?
Yes. So in customer research, actually, you can look at it in two ways. The first way is actually to create a successful customer research. You can actually do it via a survey, where people actually go in and actually answer questions. Say, I can launch a Facebook customer research, and the questions in there might just be pertaining to a particular industry. So I'm not trying to get them to to sell them or to market anything to them immediately, but I'm trying to ask them questions in relation to that particular industry, and that industry needs to be the kind of industry that I'm trying to market on, right? Okay. So that way I'll kind of get a general feel of what people think, about this particular service, this particular industry.
How educated they are.
Exactly.
I mean, because if you think about it, if it's a new service to the market, like something like Uber or solar, where there's a lot of myths around solar, or when Uber first came out, there were a lot of misconceptions about it. So if you're bringing that to market versus something that is, pretty much been around for a while, like hiring a photographer, people know what photography is. They get it. There might be some different components to hiring a particular type of photographer, but the education, the level of education that's going to be needed on the consumer part is different than talking about a new concept to the market. Would that be a good example?
Yes. That's a very good example to it. So, I mean,
cool sculpting, actually, that's a good one too, because it's like that whole I'm sorry, I don't want to go too far off on a tangent, but it's new to the market, so a lot of people have questions. And what cool sculpting is it's literally that laser that melts fat off your body. So there's instead of just saying sign up for your cool sculpting appointment, you would really have to spend some time educating the consumers and understanding where they are positioned on how familiar with the service they are, the pain points around it, versus just going straight to the pain points, probably, I'm assuming.
Yes. So in general, how I run a successful customer research on Facebook is I try as much as possible to have an audience. So you need to address an audience. So the audience might not really be kind of talking to one person, but you might actually talk to a large number of people. Say, for instance, you kind of say, hey, Pawtucket, hey, Providence.
Do you recommend localizing it like that a lot?
Sometimes, yeah, but unless you want to go based on interests, or you kind of say, hey, dog lovers, there's a ton of dog lovers out there, or pet lovers, or something like that.
And
so,
why would you?
Why you want to do it? Why you should do it that way is if your whatever campaign it is, whether customer research or Facebook ad, if it doesn't address an audience, it's almost like throwing water stone into a river. You don't know where it's actually going, right?
Right, so, you're not talking to anyone
exactly,
specific.
You are not talking to anyone specifically. You want to talk to someone. So once you address that and be like, hey, Providence, this particular company is trying to, do more to actually help provide for the community and stuff like that. And you kind of be like, would like you to answer probably 2-3 questions. And sometimes what I end up doing with my customer research is I kind of add a little bit of an incentive. So at the end of the survey, someone is going to win probably a $50 gift card or something like that to like get people to actually go in and, you know, answer those questions.
Okay.
You know, because without it, I mean,
People just don't want to do it out of the goodwill of their hearts.
Yeah, they want to get something out. So, but that's actually one step into doing customer research. Another step is to actually go and kind of like do a little bit of research on your competitors, right? So once, like, say for instance you used Uber. So if I'm trying to bring in a new transportation company, so what I might end up doing is just to go see the reviews that Uber has.
Okay.
All right, to see and what I'm actually going in there to do is not to actually look for the good reviews. I'm going there to look for the bad reviews.
All right.
Because you don't want to just go for the good thing. So you want to see where Uber is lacking.
Right. Find the gap.
Exactly. Find a gap in there.
Gap.
Yep. And now leverage that to promote whatever service or whatever business that you've got. And those two strategies are like the easiest and I think the most strongest way of running a successful customer research.
Yeah, I mean, $50. Sorry, Justin. $50 to do a survey. That's like nothing in marketing dollars. $50 to get some feedback.
It's a small investment.
That's right.
But it sounds like it would yield big returns. I wanted to just expand a little bit on the researching your competitors. So you talked about going in and looking at reviews and trying to find those gaps where you can leverage what you do.
Right.
What would be some other strategies for research? Because research, can be a little intimidating.
Yeah, it can definitely. Now, if you want to go a little bit off online, you can also do it in person. It's
like a mystery shop. You just go in and
something like that.
Okay.
Kind of like in Mad Men when they would pull their subjects into a room with one-sided glass and then give them product to test.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'm kidding. That's kind of extreme. That's like a focus group.
But you can go and take advantage of the service and just experience it for yourself and try to find out,
right,
what was good, what was bad.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's another way you can actually do it. You can either just advertise the product. Let's say the pre-launch of that particular service or of that particular product, and just put it in there that, it's kind of limited to like 50 people, just to get, just a handful of people in it to use it and kind of like, see their kind of get their experience, like the kind of experience that they actually had from that particular product. So, but the other one you talked about where you bring in people into the room, that's another way. Then another way you can just go casual with it. You can just go around and ask people, almost everybody's kind of open to talking to strangers, like, comfortably in an open environment. You can just, go out and talk to someone, be like, hey, have you been using Uber lately? Like, what are the bad experiences? Like, what are the experiences you're having with it? Any good ones, any bad ones? Then you guys talk about it. You take your notes, easy. It doesn't cost you money. Just trying to have a regular conversation with someone. And from there, you're actually doing your customer research.
What about asking your past clients?
Yes. You can like, even what I do now, I actually add that is if my client actually has like a past email list, I kind of send them like an email as well, and that email as well is just gonna send them directly to the customer to the survey that they're gonna answer as well, than running Facebook ads for the customer research.
Okay, so I'm kind of having deja vu because I'm pretty sure, like, you always have spoken about just, we always think we need to do all this extensive stuff when we can go right to our customer base and just send them a quick email, right? And ask how their experience was with our company too. One question
email, you send it out. Why do you use my service instead of somebody else's?
Right.
And they'll tell you.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty powerful when you can put that into your customer research. And I think business owners forget what they have available to them. Like, they never think to go back and look at like their customer base.
Yes, I see a lot of ads pop up on my Facebook feed, and I don't really see them addressing any pain points. But what they're all there to do is just to sell. You want to try as much as possible to create some sort of rapport with your target market. And that rapport needs to actually talk about what their needs are. And you don't know their needs if you don't know their pains. So you need to know their pains before you know what they need. That's actually one of the things that is really necessary in any Facebook ad copy. And like I was, I'm gonna dive a little bit out. So like I actually mentioned, inside the ad copy, the customer research comes in like, you know, where you address the pain point. But in a successful Facebook ad copy, it needs to follow some sort of six strategic points. First of all, you need to address your audience. You need to bring in the pain points. Now you need to actually bring in a solution or an offer to that pain point. You know, so the offer is going to serve as a solution to the pain point actually. Then the third thing right there is you're going to create some sort of scarcity-based action. Right, so the scarcity-based action is if you're actually giving out some sort of discount, you're going to say it's actually limited to 24 people, 30 people, to like kind of get some, you know, people to be like, oh my God, wow, it's limited to, so there's no time, I got to hurry up to claim this offer. Then from there you create, you actually use a clear focused photo or, you know, a clear video that is well edited, that is, you know, very good and, you know, engaging as well. Then the last point there is going to be the call to action. You know, either buy now, you know, get this offer, learn more, you know, and yeah, that way you are kind of like, I call it the psychology of human persuasion, but it is kind of following your funnel, and from there they can now proceed to whatever you want them to go.
No, it's true. It is human psychology. There is a lot of psychology that's involved in marketing.
That's right.
Because the way that we react to ads, the way that we perceive things that are being pushed, and we're hit with so many ads a day that if you're not hitting the pain point, you're not stopping your ideal prospect. And you know, I'm thinking of the social media feed. You're kind of, you know, I'm sitting here using my finger just as a scrolling motion. You can't see me, but you're scrolling through that feed really fast, and you got to catch someone's attention, and it has to be visual, and it has to, you know, whether it's video or photography. And then you also have to have that tagline that really like hits that pain point. And I can think of specific ones that have, you know, hit the nail on the head. Is that the saying?
Yeah,
hit the, I should not do cliches, but hit the target message right to me, and it's like, wow, that is exactly what I'm, you know, as a business owner. Maybe it's like, are you spending too much time doing your books? Are you using the best software for your business? And these are things that I, you know, keep me up at night as a business owner, and it makes me stop, and I want to learn more because that's my pain point. That's my my pain point is basically the best word.
A couple of things that we've talked about in regards to marketing and other podcasts is once you've developed your approach and you know what you're trying, the pain points you're trying to answer, realize that you're not going to catch everybody. Yeah. You're only going to catch those people that are in that position, ready to take action. That pain point resonates with. And that's okay.
Yes.
You don't want to try to catch everybody. You want to try to catch those people that are ready to engage. And, you know, you've said that before, Alicia, that, you know, you have to ask them, or you have to tell them what you want them to do. So now that you've caught their attention, you have to spell it out. Click this link. Download this asset. You know, you have to really spell it out. Don't leave it vague.
That's like such an annoyance for me, I guess, as a digital marketer. But it's probably an annoyance to everybody. But I just like really recognize when you click on something and you're like, well, okay, this is interesting, and then you get brought to this landing page, and the copy is not, it doesn't keep the scent. It's not consistent. And you're like, okay, am I supposed to be filling out a form? Am I supposed to be watching this video? Am I supposed to be calling this number? Like, what is going on? And it becomes a little confusing to the consumer. So
yeah, it is. It's funny that you mentioned, what was that you mentioned again? I'm trying to remember. So that the person needs to be someone who, the audience that you're trying to target, the pain point, or for those that are going to take the action immediately.
The ones ready to take action.
They're ready to take action.
So because the campaign that we normally run is called the wallet out, ready to buy, but in the seat customer.
That's good. Wallet out. I'm ready. Just tell me what I got to do.
Right. So yeah, I mean, you want to, you know, create an ad that is very well attention getting, you know, that is easy to break habit over. You know, when people keep scrolling, you want to catch their attention, that they stop scrolling and see what you got to offer. And which is really something cute about Facebook. You know, if you're trying to use a video as one of your what do you call it? You want to use a video instead of a picture. So Facebook has this thumbnail that you can create just to put on there. You know, like say for instance, if I don't know if you guys have seen any of these Facebook ads regarding a portable rechargeable blender.
I haven't seen that one.
No.
I haven't.
Oh, you've not?
Is it
Oh,
a
okay.
portable rechargeable blender?
Yes.
All right. And they're targeting you?
No. Actually, I sold it. I sold it for my client. So
okay.
the way
When you
I
need
did
that
it,
margarita on the go.
exactly the margarita.
I was going to say, Alicia, you haven't seen that one?
I probably already own it,
You know,
so
you're
I'm
driving in
excluded.
the car and you're thinking, I could really go for a pina colada right now if I only had a rechargeable portable blender.
Blender,
I can
right?
see it for protein shakes too. A lot
Exactly.
of people are in the
A
shake
lot.
thing right
Smoothies,
now.
yeah.
Yes. So the way I did it is I created some sort of thumbnail for that video.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So up there, I just typed. It was a video that has a little bit of you know how these videos have a little bit of text on top of it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
text downward. So I put up there, you know, portable rechargeable blender, and then I actually show a woman who was holding on to the blender and, you know, smiling and stuff. So
Oh, yeah.
it's kind of like attention, and then underneath it you'll see free shipping today only. So if you see that, kind of, you'll be like, okay, fine, I'm definitely checking this out. What is this? Then you click on it, you know,
Yeah.
and then from there, you know, Facebook always plays with the algorithm, so they kind of like, you know, try to make sure that, you know, they see engagement in your ad, and from there they can actually show it to people that are that they feel like, you know, can take action.
Right. I feel like the algorithm is a whole nother podcast. Like we could talk about the algorithm for a long time.
A lot is going on there.
Yeah, but in a nutshell, Facebook is essentially trying to show your ad to the people who are most likely to take action because they want you to continue to spend money with them. And in order to do that,
Of course,
they need...
Zuckerberg is always smiling every day.
Yeah. So, the algorithm can play in your favor when you set your ads up, right? Now, if you have really crappy ads, Facebook's going to downplay your ad and you're not going to
Right.
get served up to as many people.
I mean, everything you've talked about, you know, in regards to the tool itself, that's already there. But you have to have a strategy. You have to
Yes.
know who your target is. You have to have your strategy in place. You have to have your branding in place. You know, there's a lot of things you need to have ready to go. Otherwise, you're not going to get a good return on your investment. You know,
Right.
Facebook is not a magic wand. It's not going to do everything for you. But if you have a strategy and those things in place, then it's going to work for you.
That's right.
It's built to work best when you have a strategy.
So if businesses wanted to get started with doing their customer research, would you feel like the outline you provided is the best way to get started? Is there anything else that they could do, or just jump in and get started? Is that what you say?
Yes. Apart from, you know, launching the customer research, another thing you can also do as a business owner is to test drive your service, your offer, or even your product after the customer research. So say for instance, you launch the customer research and people, you know, start filling up the form. You want to actually try as much as possible, if you're trying to follow this other route that I actually talked about, to, you know, include your product as an upsell, so that, you know, when the finish, you know, filling in the survey, their answers, and click submit, the next page that is going to pop up is going to be that offer.
Okay.
And you kind of make it a one-time offer, you know, so that you can just tell them that they won't see this offer again or something like that. Now, you are actually using one bullet to kill two birds. So you're getting the customer research done, and at the same time, you are promoting or test driving a particular offer, you know, for your business. So if they end up signing up for that offer or for that particular promotion, you'll still end up getting paid.
Okay.
You're still getting money from it, and also, yeah.
Is that something you could do offline? Like if you had people come in and test your
No.
product or service just online?
Yeah, it would just work online.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. So, just wrapping up, there are two factors why you're not generating leads, and it's either you're not reaching the right audience,
Right.
or there's something wrong with your product. So, what does that mean?
So the third one is actually your offer sucks.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Let me amend that. There are only
suck-
three
you suck
reasons
now.
why you're not generating leads.
In other words, it has no value.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not really demand, like it's not compelling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, those are important points. And I think that, there's so many resources available to us in this digital age where customer research probably couldn't be a thing like in the 80s or 90s so accessibly. But now we can look at our competitors online. We can send out mass emails. We can do Facebook campaigns to collect more data. And it can be all pretty cost effective just from using digital marketing to understand your audience. And thus, if you are understanding your audience, you're able to craft better ads, and that means more sales.
That's true.
Is that a good summary?
True. Yes, yes.
Because we all want more sales at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So, Joseph, wrapping up, any other important things that businesses should know, and we'll also, let businesses know where they can find you, but anything that businesses should know in the customer research process?
In summary, it's really important, what I normally tell my clients, even if I end up not, signing them up, is they should try as much as possible to run customer research because it's really, 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 really important. It is important. Then I believe if you actually put that into practice in whatever campaign that you're running on Facebook, it's definitely gonna, be worth it, and it's gonna help in your Facebook ad campaigns.
And off any additional marketing too? Like, would you be able to use it for Google and stuff?
Yes, you can also use it on Google, but Google doesn't really give you that much space to put a lot of words. It's kind of like play
more like
kind
keywords.
of limited. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I think you guys covered a lot of ground.
We just kind of sat back and hung on.
All right, hung on for the ride.
Hang on for the ride. I'm like,
yeah, but I think it is an important step that a lot of businesses miss, and it can really affect your campaigns and your results.
You can a lot.
So.
Well, I think in general, and I know we're going to wrap up, because you've told me you have this issue too, is the perception of social media is that it's just this magic pill that all you got to do is push a button and it's going to go work. But
it doesn't work that way?
I boosted my post for $10. Right. Why didn't I get a sale?
Why didn't I get a sale? You really do. This information's great, but I think for a lot of small business owners, the best thing would be to sit down with a professional like Joseph or yourself, work out a strategy, because you do want to partner with your clients and they have to contribute something. This isn't just a set it and forget it, or you're going to do all the work, or Facebook's going to do all the work. It's an investment in time and effort, but it does pay off from everything that I've heard.
Yes, it does.
So Joseph, if somebody wants to work with you to get this process done and start generating sales, how can they find you?
You can find me on Facebook. My name is Joseph Chima. You can also find me on our website, swiftclicksri.com.
And we'll put a link in the show notes.
So that's it.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So send him a Facebook message. His website, you can call him from his website, tweet at him, whatever. I don't know. Are you on Twitter?
No, I'm not on Twitter.
Okay, just kidding.
We can add pretty much whatever you want to add in the
Okay.
show.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
however other ways you
People will be able to get a hold of you.
Send him a letter.
carrier pigeon.
Yeah.
Morse code. No.
No.
Right. Okay, so we finally come to the end of our podcast. And as always, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks a lot for listening, Joseph. Thanks for
Thank
coming
you
on the
very
show.
much. Appreciate
Thank
it
you.
for inviting me.
Been fun having you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. And as always, you can find the back episodes of our podcast on Apple Podcasts, and you can also find us on our YouTube channel. Both of them are the Marketing Essentials team.
You can find us on the web at marketingessentialsteam.com. And if you subscribe through our website, you'll receive a weekly email and letting you know when each episode has been published. Also, you'll receive a link to subscriber-only content.
You can also find us on Facebook in our private Facebook group. Just search Little Roadie Marketing Support Group. It's a great place for other marketing professionals and business owners where we can share marketing advice, challenges, and general trends. Hope to see you there.